It's the dragon dance looks incredible here. I'll be honest, man.
DD Earthquake Acrobatics done.
Come on now. Maybe not acrobatics.
Why not? Wait, time out.
Maybe
Acrobatics.
hold it off on the acrobatics.
Whoa, Superior needs to check here. All right, let's calm down.
All right. Maybe, maybe cook up your own Iron Thorn sets at home. Do not attempt this at home.
Do not.
Could result in injury.
A few moments later.
Yeah, man. This guy doesn't even get acrobatics.
This guy's just flying, bro.
My bad.
Doesn't even learn
Terra Blast. We'll do Terra Blast flying. There we go.
Huh?
Anyways. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back again. Week 3, matchup video, King's Court, Pokemon Draft League. You know how it is. Of course, Cardinals29 joins me again.
Hello.
But today, we got 2 more guests. Featuring Davis, aka Lexus.
Hello.
And Jamaarkques.
Hello.
Oh yeah, the whole squad +1 from the preseason video. Goated. Anyways, we'll jump into this one fast. We got Hungry Powdons. Cards is in the call.
That's me.
And the Regigigas. 2 undefeated
hungry.
teams. He's very hungry.
Yeah, 2 undefeated teams is kind of getting to the part of the season where, we start to see who's just off to a great start and who the real top teams are. And that's what I'm saying, exactly. Going into this matchup, there's some pretty key mons. Obviously, into a offensive water team, there's pretty much not a lot holding back these offensive water types, but something like Duraludon is so physically tanky and has really nice resist in this matchup. That's why we've highlighted it here. Going to be a key player into this matchup for me, personally.
Yep. That being said, the biggest threat is probably this Barrascutamon, looking right at him, and that's, honestly, it was a hard ask to resist that thing. So
yeah.
Between Duraludon and Clefable, there's going to be a lot on their shoulders.
Even Duraludon, you can smack with that close combat if it gets low enough, so definitely something to watch out for there,
I mean, you do have answers with the Powdon, right? You can answer the rain pretty easily, I would say.
Yeah, Powdon switching the weather is nice. There's a lot of mons that you can't do that into, but things like the Archelodon and the Iron Jugulis give it the opportunity to change that weather, so it's always nice.
Or the Fortress, if he brings that.
Yeah,
Rapid Spinner.
It's another one, yeah.
Reset the weather.
Pretty much anything that's not these water types give the Hippowdon the opportunity to switch it.
Yeah, I can get behind that. What do you think, Davis?
No thoughts. I agree.
No thoughts at empty?
Well, if
sounds
you have
great.
no thoughts, then I need to hear who you are picking to win this series.
I don't know, bro. The rain team's kind of a menace. These teams don't, rain team last season didn't get exposed until playoffs, so went undefeated. I think,
Yeah, rain team swept the league last season, so.
Could be so here. Sorry, buddy.
Damn.
All good. I never bet against myself. I'm picking myself. Might even be a 2-0. I'm feeling good about this week.
I think I'm picking you too, honestly. I think this rain team's getting a lot of wins it shouldn't. I'll say it. I'll say it.
I think it's definitely a lot worse than the last rain team, regardless of Basky Legion being broken or not. I think it's definitely a lot more flawed than the last one. I'll say that much.
It is. It definitely is. But Kilowattrel's been putting in work on this team. And I would say, if I had to bet between the two, I think he's going to squeak out a Game 1 win. You're going to reset for Game 2, have a good plan, but Game 3, I think he's going to pull it out. I think it's going to be 2-1 for this.
Hey, fair enough. Split the call nice and even. Let's jump right into Crab Brawlers get it done in Greedy Gliscors.
Crab Brawlers finally playing their first matchup,
Woo!
picking up that win just barely.
Barely.
So off to a 1-0 start. Still haven't played their second matchup, so we'll get around to it eventually.
We'll have a better assessment next week. But on the other side of the matchup, looking at Greedy Gliscors, who's got their first win in such a long series. Not our longest, but my god, was it a long, grueling series.
Looking at this team, Toxfix, Gliscor, is there really any surprise? Wo-Chien?
None.
Come on now.
None at all. Speaking of, this Volcanion has some excellent coverage this week, and it walls Greninja pretty soundly.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty big boon to it. It gives Greninja a pretty hard time, and this fire-water coverage is pretty good in general. Nothing really wants to eat it, besides maybe that Cyclozar, but...
Well, I wouldn't say that.
The big lats.
Snorlax can eat pretty much anything that thing can throw at it.
I mean, true. Snorlax is definitely one of the things holding back, frankly, a lot of the mons on Greedy Gliscors here.
Immune set for Gliscor.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bunch of stuff you could do.
Yeah, we're going back and forth between Poltergeist and Snorlax for the featured Mon, but we settled on Poltergeist because this Mon, one Shell Smash, it's over.
Snorlax is really good, but my problem with it is it can't be immunity for Gliscor and also Thick Fat for that Kyurem. Not that it's bad, but we also just think Poltergeist fantastic offensively here.
You guys is always like the hypothetical greatest Mon.
Yeah, that's also true.
But
it just gets the Shell Smash.
but into a team with only one Dark type that he's almost always tearing, it looks incredible.
Yeah,
true.
I agree.
That being said, I'm gonna give it to my boy Greedy Gliscors. Gotta win. He's gonna keep the momentum going. Another 200 turn series. It's in the forecast.
I think I have to agree. I'm also gonna be giving it to Greedy Gliscors here in this matchup.
You know, they do say Crabrawlers get it done.
They do say that.
But this week, Crabrawlers might be on vacation, you know? Maybe next. Might have to be a Greedy Gliscor.
They'll get it done eventually.
They will.
Yeah, I want to say Crabrawlers looks like a good team here, which does look like a good team actually with the Poltergeist and the Snorlax and the Zapdos, but Comfey and Gliscor and Kyurem, it's too much. I think it's going Greedy.
Oh yeah. The unanimous one right off the bat, guys. Good job. Good job. We're really in sync.
Sweep.
It is a Greedy Gliscor sweep. Speaking of sweeps.
Oh, this is you.
It's me, Chateau Noir, against
Noir.
Bikini Bottom Basque Legion. And I'll just get this out of the way really fast. Low Kicks, much like the Dunsparce last week, has 0 switch-ins.
Yeah, I mean, on that same note, Tinkaton, the other highlighted Mon, just the only thing holding back Low Kicks from absolutely demolishing this team. I mean, just looks absolutely incredible this week, but if he's able to leverage that Tinkaton, you know, maybe force it to eat some rocks damage and slowly wear this thing down, it could potentially be an answer to that Low Kicks. So, I mean, there's avenues to play around it, but offensively, it just looks fantastic for this Low Kicks this week.
Yeah, 0 switches. I mean, the only thing you really have to be afraid of is Will-O-Wisp on the, what's that, the Rotom Wash?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, honestly, it's got a great matchup here.
Another Mon I wanted to highlight is this Dragon Bolt. You know, potential Will-O-Wisp set with that Dragon coverage could put in some pretty good work. Will-O-Wisp in general is not something that wants to be eaten by this team, but I mean, comboed that with Dragon coverage to hit some of these, like the Raging Bolt, who can kind of shrug it off. And even that Weezing doesn't really want to be eating that chip. It could be pretty solid this week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say Weezing is a pretty good matchup in the Dragapult. It doesn't want to hit by Shadow Balls.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's got a pretty good matchup.
Really only Choice Spec Shadow Ball threatens it, realistically. But that being said,
I feel like there's like enough utility from this Tinkaton. Like it switches into Low Kicks, but also like spreading things like there's like a real chance of like a Hex Dragapult sweep or like a Bullet Punch endgame or something. I feel like, and Tinkaton makes a lot of that possible.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it was a Tinkaton Glazer, but it's okay.
Well,
hey, for good reason though.
Is pretty bad, Josh.
Yeah, no, actually, can we put Zarude over here?
Yeah.
You need to trade Tinkaton.
Tinkaton looks terrible. Yeah, I would drop
for
it.
The free agent list.
Real.
Amen.
Right. Amen. And you know what? I ain't betting against myself. I think I'm going up to 3-0 this week. On the back of Low Kicks.
3-0-2-0? Is that what's going to happen here?
I think so.
Wow, confident.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree. As long as Josh is this Tinkaton, it's gotta. There's no way he can win.
Real.
Probably gonna lose until he trades it. So.
Well, I think he might just run Weekaton into a clean victory this week. I think it'll be a close series, probably 2-1 either way. But I think Weekaton and his other 10 ship mons can get him there. So I'm gonna be going Bikini Bottom Basque Legion.
Yeah, I'm actually in the same boat. I think we're underestimating Bikini Bottom's team. I think he has a lot of hazards and stuff he can set up on this team that's going to be really threatening. So I'm going to go with Bikini Bottom here, 2-1.
That's a fair assessment. We'll bounce right over to Davis's team, 5 turns in Trick Room, and Bell Tower Ballers. This is the 3rd iteration of this roster we're looking at. And already...
Yes, and this week is our week.
A bit different from the last week and the last week before that.
So finally, after months and months, I decided having unbearably low speed tiers across the board was terrible, and we've moved to mid-ass speed tiers.
Woo!
A lot of changes this week. I thought it was cute to switch the Ursaluna and the Slow King, so we're now on regular Slow King, Ursaluna Blood Moon, Goat Kidoji, Rabombi. I don't know if Rabombi is on my team or not.
Who knows at
And
this
then-
point?
And then the aggregate pickups and the Squires and the Knights of Serena, Meloetta, and Caesar.
Scythor.
Scythor. It's Caesar Jr., bro. Shut up. Very different look, and I agree with the highlighted mon on Ursulina Blood Moon. This thing has very few switch-ins, and the things that are like, I mean, realistically, the mon has very few switch-ins for most teams. There's a couple things that can tank too, but with the right investments or setups, it's hard to threaten it back. So I think at the end of the day, you just remove a couple pieces from the Bell Tower Ballers, and then every time this thing comes in and clicks Blood Moon, something dies, and I like that for me.
Yeah. I mean, this team has so many ways to get in Blood Moon, and it has obviously Chili Reception Slow King, but it also has like 5 U-turns and Volt switches between all these mons to potentially get in this Blood Moon for free. Especially against faster teams like this, you know, you're going to be moving second a lot of the time.
Well,
And you're going to be facing off this menace bear.
Coming in
And
clean.
when that happens, something's probably dying, I'll be honest. Just looks like insane coverage.
Speaking of insane coverage and something probably dying, Iron Valiant's back up here again.
Fair enough.
This mon. Woo!
It's our first ever double Monarch highlight, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually think it's true.
But, I mean, sometimes they both just look so good, even though it's kind of a cop-out.
Weak Valiant.
Yeah, weak Valiant.
I mean, last week I'm pretty sure we
Valiant,
featured this
I
thing
mean-
too, and it just does it all, honestly. Like, it can hit Okie Dokie with psychic moves, it can hit Blood Moon with close combat, it just eats everything on this squad. Like, I can't see a switch into this mon.
I mean, the main switch-in is going to be that Moltres, right? Resisting both stabs, but
If it goes Thunderbolt.
Not
Yeah,
that
That's
Thunderbolt.
coverage.
it,
I mean,
believe it or not, it has coverage for that. So, I mean,
yeah.
this guy kind of does it all. So,
It's just a puzzle piece of like a mon to play against. It's like, okay, oh yeah, Destiny Bond.
Yup.
GG.
GG. Shout out
it's-
Destiny Bond.
you got to open the box to find what's inside, but to open the
Yeah.
box, you got to lose a mon or two, unfortunately.
That's just the Valiant way. And you know, I said it last week, I'll say it again this week. I'm still on the 5 turns in Trick Room hype until week 5. So we're going to pick 5 turns in Trick Room again.
This is the week that 5 turns in Trick Room turns it all around and starts the sweep to their league victory. Easy dub.
Let's not say anything crazy, guys, because I think Bell Tower Ballers has a real squad here. You know,
I agree, but I'm just... I have a
Shut
quota.
up. Shut up. 5 turns in Trick Room sweep,
Okay.
baby.
okay, if you say so, I can't disagree really.
So you're not going to bet against yourself today?
No, I really thought about it, but then I looked over and saw Okie Doji inspiring me there in that little pink box. and I
Look at
knew he
him.
Had what it takes. Him.
You can't bet. You can't bet against that guy, man.
What are you thinking,
Legendary
Jamark?
Bond.
You know what? Fuck it. 5 turns in Trick Room.
Yeah!
Oh,
I
sweet,
can't,
baby!
I can't bet against Ursulina Blood Moon. It can't happen.
Let's go!
Again, maybe.
Freddy's back!
See you guys
Yeah!
next week for the new roster.
Yep, see you next week. Alright, anyways. We got, oh look, the last one on the call. Palatine Mafia and
Hello.
2 Totodiles.
I mean, I haven't looked much at this matchup yet. I haven't even kind of prepped for it, but looking at it, like, I like the Reuniclus being highlighted here. He does have a couple dark types, which I actually don't appreciate for this mon, but
That is
it
true.
has coverage for them.
One of them's a
Uh,
fake dark type, though.
Real.
One of
No.
them is a fake dark type. You know, that Tinglu fake. Oh, I think this isn't gonna be a cakewalk, this team, but I feel like it just has to. I just have the pieces that block what it does. Block the Masquerada.
Yep.
Block the what's that Pokemon called? The Charcadet, or is it Armor
Armor Rouge?
Yeah,
Yeah,
block the
Armor
Armor
Rouge.
Rouge. Block the Cobalion. I'm not really afraid of the Deoxys speed.
Ooh,
Really?
that's like the scariest one he has, I'll be honest.
I think that's a
Or-
very
or just
scary
a
mon.
Block Meowscarada, like.
I think a
I can
superpower
do it.
set looks very threatening into this team in general.
Quite
Psychic
devious.
coverage looks pretty good. There's a lot of mons weak to it, but that Hydreigon and that Blissey not really appreciating that superpower at all. Obviously, there is that Reuniclus to try and stop it, which is a pretty big deal, to be honest. But
Yeah, he can
If
stop
he's-
it. Doesn't
yeah.
but he can stop it. There's a few that can stop it.
if he's able to kind of break through this Reuniclus, Deoxys could open up the right holes to lead him to victory, I think.
I mean, this Deoxys literally can have almost any set ever. You can run AV sets on this thing, and it's actually effective. Like, it's devious. It is so devious. But I'm still going to give it to Palatine Mafia. I think this matchup is much closer than last week's. We talked about how awful that one was. This one looks a lot better on paper. I think Totodile is going to take a game, if not the series, but I think Palatine Mafia has the right pieces between Reuniclus, Hydreigon, Blissey, and the Clef Key utility is unmatched in this series, I think, because Tinglu just can't keep it up against Great Tusk, ever.
Yeah, no Ghost type to block spin. Obviously, there's a lot of Psychic types in Mons that threaten Great Tusk, but I think if positioned well, he'll be able to get off at least a couple spins. I think Palatine Mafia definitely has the tools to get it done this week, and that's definitely going to be my pick for this series.
Yeah, I don't know. Whole team walled by Terra Dragon Soak Belly Bolt. Gonna have to send it Palatine Mafia.
That's what they're saying.
I was gonna mention it, but since you mentioned it, yeah, he does kind of 6-0 this whole team, so
hey,
I might bring him.
He's not wrong. The unfortunate truth is that he's not wrong.
Belly Bolt, Belly Bolt. Alright, anyways. Now we've given the Palatine sweep. We can look at...
I'm not betting against myself, so...
Oh, of course. I'd be surprised if you did. We got the former champion, the current champion, if you will, in Wiggle Whoop.
Reigning champion.
Against the savior of the league.
Name.
Yeah, excuse me.
Rain team?
Yeah, the reign champion and the savior of the league.
Savior of the league.
Joke
Off to a bad start, but we can still recover, you know?
Absolutely.
Hold.
You know, this Garganackle, defensively, looks incredible with that walking wakes out of the way. Hard
Looks
ask,
great.
I know, but...
Yeah, and I mean, you just have to... Yeah, you have to be prepared for this wake. Otherwise, this Garganackle kind of cleans up house. Besides that Venusaur, but we can brush past that.
Yeah. Negligible.
And the Breloom, if you're not careful. That thing can get a Sword Dance off and see it to death.
That is true. But Garganackle kind of the defensive linchpin in what will otherwise be a pretty offensive series overall. Looking at both of these teams, I mean, unless we're seeing a lot more Corviknight than we think, it's going to be a pretty quick one. That being said, Corviknight is going to be the highlighted mono this week because, I mean, its defensive profile into so many of these mons just looks insane.
Almost every single one, honestly.
Yeah, almost every single one,
It's not
to be honest.
Right? That's the only one that can really block.
Yeah, I mean, just looks absolutely incredible this week. Obviously, could be asking a little too much of this guy, and he could get a little overwhelmed. But, I mean, if he's able to maneuver around this Corviknight well, it could be the key to blocking the offense of Wiggle Whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially this Lucario that wants to sweep.
Yeah, even like a special set Lucario, it does look quite strong here, but Corviknight can handle it pretty decently. And a Heat Ran also sitting there in case he is the special set. I think Wiggle Whoop has a good matchup here.
Yeah.
And I will give him the nod. I think the Latias looks great too.
I think it's like a couple like pieces, right? You get rid of Corb or you get rid of Wake. I think once you lose something on Last Minute Mercs, it can like fall apart really fast to the firepower on Wiggle Whoop.
Absolutely. The domino effect is very real.
Yeah, that's true, but I just think Corv is so hard to get rid of here.
It is.
I mean, he's gonna have to catch it by surprise, or like try and trick it something with Latias, something like that, something unconventional. Because I mean, if he just tries to brute force his way through it, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, and Torkoal has a great switch here into Ogerpon, so he's an easy way to set up the sun.
Yeah,
that's true. Actually,
it's kind of rough.
Not the greatest thing to see. I don't know. I really like Wiggle Whoop this week. I think the Gengar looks incredible outside that Ceruledge too. Between Gengar, Garganackle, and Latias,
yeah.
I think
Ceruledge is kind of the one thing holding Gengar back.
Sun-boosted Venusaur too.
Yes, boosted Venusaur, also a big deal. I think last minute Mercs, as long as they don't throw away this Corviknight, they're going to have a chance to take it all. I'm going to go with last minute Mercs for my series pick.
I think I'm going to have to do the same. I think it's going to be a close series. I think Wiggle Whoop's team is really strong. Kind of hard to deny the reigning champ, but he has holes. He's obviously, because he's 1-1. I think it's going to be a 2-1 series for last minute Mercs.
Have you guys considered that he has regular wake? You know, there's the walking wake over there.
Oh yeah, true. He just says wake over there. I forgot about that guy.
It's just Wakecoon. No, I don't know, bro. I think that it might be easier than we're thinking to like make a little goofy mistake, because there's like really big targets on last minute Mercs, and all you do, you just find some cheese that's like hard for Corv or or Wake to deal with that you can like execute on. I think it's pretty easy for a game to fall apart. I'm still going Wiggle.
What if he just debonds that Corviknight and the game's over?
Is this debond in the room with this?
It just might be. Moving on to I think one of our most hype matchups of the series, of the week that is. We got Moth Gang and Boss Merrill. Moth Gang, still no footage.
Undefeated!
Hashtag Moth Gang!
Undefeated. Never victorious. And we're looking at Boss Merrill in the process of crashing out, but this is where it could all turn around because this Gouging Fire looks incredible. I'll be so honest.
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Dance Earthquake sets look pretty good, threatening here. Even just that Breaking Swipe set has the potential to just break through all these physical attackers. So, I mean, there's definitely a chance for Gouging Fire to run away with this game if Moth Gang is not prepared for it.
I feel like there's a lot of problems for Fire. I mean, maybe not a lot, but like multiple like things it has to deal with over there on Moth Gang.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a complete. I think it's more of an endgame cleaner rather than a sweeper.
Yeah.
This week.
True.
Oh my goodness.
Not much threats there though.
There isn't a lot of threats. It's really just Garchomp. That's the major one.
Yeah.
Hatterene not the greatest.
There's also the potential for that Prankster Thunder Wave, just crippling it from that Thundurus, but he does have to throw away Thundurus to do that. So.
Hey, maybe he gets parried. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Maybe he
also,
gets parried.
75% of the time he has to throw away that Thundurus. So
We like those odds.
we like those odds. We love those odds.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Garchomp on the other end of this profile looks pretty great. It can be almost any set and be very effective into this roster. It threatens his best hazard removal and Excadrill quite easily. And it can Dragon Tail literally anything that's not named Sylveon off the screen. And if you want to go more offensive route, a Choice Scarf Garchomp kind of cleans and revenge kills anything. I'll be so honest.
Yeah, I mean, also another threatening endgame sweeper or even just a tank to try and keep down these physical attackers. A lot of physical attackers on the side of Boss Merrill that get heavily punished by that rough skin. And, I mean, just a lot of ground weak Pokemon in general. He's made some changes in the past week, like that Gyarados and that GOAT to try and combat that. But
the Hydrapple.
And Hydrapple, of course.
You
This
can
is
barely see him.
This is Hydrapple's debut on Boss Merrill. So could be something to look out for there. Yeah, shout out FNAF Legend.
Triple Regen Core member.
But I mean,
Davin's building his own, bro.
there's
two.
also some other highlights on the side of Moth Gang, particularly that logo and that namesake for Osmoth with that Terra Ground coverage. Does look really good here. The main thing stopping that is going to be that Sylveon, but if Davin lets that Sylveon get too low, he's a little too careless with it, then it could be just a Frostmoth sweep. So that's always something to look out for.
You know, I think I'm going to give it to Boss Merrill. I am. I think I am. Am I going to regret it? Perhaps.
They're really undefeated. Okay.
Perhaps.
I think I'm giving it to Moth Gang. You know, an unnamed team, but still pretty good on paper, and I think their matchup looks very solid this week. So
yeah, I don't know. I feel like there might just be like a little more maneuverability on Boss Merrill with this Regenerator core to get into. I don't know. I just feel like he might find himself in positional advantages if he plays well. I feel like I'm picking Boss Merrill. This week's his week. Bond's got plenty of time to get a dub ahead of him.
Yeah, I think I have to agree. Also, the fact that Hazard's on Moth Gang's side, he's going to want to run that Samurai Hisu, but Excadrill kind of has a great matchup into Golden Go. For most of the spinners, it's one of the best, so.
It's certainly
and
up there.
as far as Golden Go matchups go, pretty solid. Not the greatest Garchomp matchup, though, so
No.
something to look out for. I still believe in Moth Gang to get it done.
I think this will be a close series, either way. Though I will give Boss Merrill the nod. This is where he turns it around. Same with FNAF. They both turn it around right here, baby.
Nah,
what they're saying.
I'm not like him. This week's my week.
He's different, bro. He's
Whoa.
different.
My bad. Alright, we got placeholder Palafins, our projected champions. Took a little stumble, but at least he has a matchup he could bring Sneasler Rillaboom. And then we got Power Gem Hoarders.
Sneasler finally looking playable. So, I mean, there's that. Good for you, Sneasler.
Let's go.
The Monarch on a team might finally make an appearance.
Just finally. I mean, it did make an appearance last week.
Yeah, Weakler.
buff Sneasler next season?
I'm down.
Dire what?
We need to make it a Baron.
Dire who? Yeah, make it a Baron. Speaking of not actually a Baron, but Inteleon looks pretty incredible. Where's his water resist? I'm waiting.
There's so many water weaks and just not a great water resist. I mean, you can point at that Chronon all you want, but at the end of the day, it's still a Chronon. It's going to be taking an absolute fuck ton.
He's got blow Judd to get ice beam.
Judded, but I feel like the point still stands. These are not real water resists.
I mean, Registeel is the real water resist.
They are not going to get more than one switch in against this Inteleon. And that's exactly what the Terra Bug is for blow Juddin. See, you get it, bro. You get it. I mean, just water coverage in general looks so fantastic.
He does get ice beam.
Feels hard to bet against this Inteleon. You know, he has the cover. He has that ice beam. He has that Terra Bug Terra Blast for Crawdon. Think about that.
Think about that.
Think about that.
Thinking about it.
You better.
Oh, on the other side, this Fridge, a new pickup to the roster, but the ice electric coverage looks pretty incredible this week.
It does. It does. I mean, it's hard to argue against ice electric coverage. It's a tale as old as time. People have been doing it for 20 years, but this week in particular just looks fantastic. Like, the only real mons who aren't hit super effectively by it are that Sneasler and that Salazzle. Not exactly defensive powerhouses. I guess that... Hey, the Squires. Shout out the Squires.
Yeah, true. They resist
Pilot Swine and Colossal also hit neutrally. So, I mean, that's something to look out for there. But, I mean, as far as Squires go, I feel like the best one is definitely going to be this Rotom Fridge. Rotom Frost? That's the real name?
That's the real name, but it's Rotom Fridge.
Yeah. Rotom Fridge, though. Unfortunately, he is Terra Electric instead of Terra Ice, so he's going to have to rely on that Blizzard. Like a psychopath.
If only we got Chili in here.
Hey, we all have our preferences, you know? Sometimes people just want to take a little risk in life.
Yeah!
Don't kink shame Blizzard, bro.
I would never. Do you have any other thoughts on this matchup?
He's just audacious. Yeah, I mean, Glamora looking pretty solid here. There's that poison, a couple poison types, but they're not exactly great at switching in here. So that Colossal's gonna have to put in a lot of work to remove these Glamora's hazards. So shout out to both these mons, Colossal and that Glamora could very likely be key mons in this matchup.
Yeah, Jamark and we had a little Colossal Glamora lead lore back in season 2.
True.
But I don't think his Terra types on the Colossal is good for it. I think Glamora actually has a pretty good time this week as well. I would have to agree there. I mean, it's things like Earth Power or Power Gem, or like Meteor Beam. I think it's kind of hard to switch into it. You're not a bulky fella.
I think Focus Sash can do a lot of work on Power Gem Hoarders side this week.
Very true.
So, we'll see. Though I do think Inteleon has an amazing matchup here. It's just kind of hard to understate how strong it is here.
Yeah, Inteleon looks fantastic on paper. And frankly, it doesn't have to click Blizzard like this Rotom Fridge. So
the biggest advantage. And it can just run Scope Lens with Snipe Shot, Terra Water if it really wants to go crazy. And
yeah, I mean, Terra Water looks pretty solid here in general. Like, frankly.
We talk about Terra Bug as a meme, but Terra Water looks pretty good. I won't lie. That being said, I'm gonna give it to the future champions. Placeholder Palafins. You know how it is. You know the vibes.
I think I have to agree. I think it's going placeholder Palafins here.
Yeah, I do know the vibes. The vibes are Mr. Craw, baby! It's Mr. Craw!
Whoa!
It's Mr. Craw, baby!
Power Gem Hoarders.
Power Gem Hoarders. I think Luck's on his side. I think he's gonna hit all the blizzards he needs.
Ooh.
I think it might be Power Gem Hoarders taking it home this week.
Okay. Nice little splitteroo. Moving on to, I think it's our second last one. Labyrinthine Legion and Triple Tactics Typhlosion. Labyrinthine should be 1-1, but he brought the wrong Terra type like a noob. Speaking of that Terra type. And then Triple Tactics Typhlosion, an actual 1-1 team. We're looking at the Knights. I think both these Knights look incredible.
Knights are the highlight of the week here. Chansey, the defensive bastion against so many mons. Bundle, obviously that Monarch.
Special
Yeah, and
Salamence,
Pelipper,
Sinistra,
and Sinistra,
Florges.
and even that Florges. Pretty much one of the only things on this team holding back these incredibly powerful mons. So I mean, Chansey's got to put in overtime this week. That's all there is to say about that mon. I mean, you're gonna be seeing a lot of it. It's gonna be in. It's gonna be putting in some work if Lavender Town Legion wants to find the dub.
Fun.
Yeah.
Crucially,
I love
no
Chansey.
ground type either to get rid of that T-wave.
Very
He can
true.
just T-wave whenever he wants here.
It's pretty sick. I mean,
Also
he has
true.
Iron Hands, I guess.
Does have that Iron Hands though, for a T-wave switch in, so something to think about there.
Though if it's a Terra Fairy Chansey, it's
But then
never
the rocks
touching
are
it.
True. Looking on the other side there is that Florges. I mean, Fairy Stab just looks so incredible here. Hitting so many mons super effectively, or at the very least neutrally. No resists,
One
except
switch
for that
in.
Chansey, which is the only switch in. That being said, Florges has the tools to play around this Chansey, most notably Trick, if he wants to trick it some kind of choice item. Absolutely ruins Chansey, but Florges gets to continue on with its day. So, Florges looking very, very solid this week, and definitely something to think about for the side of Triple Tactics Typhlosion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Florges looks incredible here. Chansey does look really good, but I mean, I think Florges just, like you said, the trick set just kind of messes up his entire team's plan. So I think Lavender Town Legion has like their work cut out for him, making a team that can beat Triple Tactics here.
Yeah, Go ahead.
Well, no,
You go first.
you got it.
Nah, you got it.
Just kiss already, bro. What the fuck?
No, you go. I forgot what I was.
I was gonna say, I think Triple Tactics has a really good matchup because once that Chansey gets shipped, Bundles, or loses its Eviolite even, Bundle is going to tear through it still. And that Metagross looks pretty solid too, if we don't look at that silly little Landorus mon over there. We just don't look at that guy.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't highlight Bundle, but
Ooh, it's so
just
good.
look at Freeze Dry against this team.
Ooh.
Literally zero resists, except for, I mean, if you count that Chansey. Once that Chansey goes down, I mean, it's just open range.
Open season.
Brian Bundle, yeah.
Open season.
It is.
Bundle. Yeah, I agree.
I
Bundle
think,
and friends. They
yeah.
call it that for a reason.
I think Bundle of Friends are taking home
Bundle's
another dub.
friends are looking pretty good this week.
They are.
I'm also going to have to go with Bundle and Friends for this week.
Yeah, me too.
That's where I'm going as well.
Bundle and Friends sweeps, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it
There you
here
have
first. And here it is, the last one. The Snorlax from the Southern Sandwich and Haymarket Hydreigons. Another night. You did say it was their week. Little bro, Iron Thorns.
It's the week in the night.
Magnificent. Magnificent.
Is it Iron Thorns, man?
Yeah, it's Iron Thorns. That's him.
Look
I
at-
don't know why it's Iron Thorns.
It's
Remind
the
me.
Dragon Dance looks incredible here. I'll be
It
honest,
does.
man.
DD
Dragon
Earthquake
Dance.
Acrobatics. Done.
Come on now. Maybe not acrobatics.
Why not? Wait,
Acrobatics.
whoa, time out.
Maybe
Acrobatics.
hold it off on
Whoa,
the
whoa, whoa,
acrobatics.
whoa. Superior needs
Whoa.
a check here. All right, let's calm down.
All right, all
He has-
right.
he has
Maybe,
no-
you know, maybe cook up your own Iron Thorn sets at home. You know,
Acrobatics.
you know, do not attempt this at home.
Do not.
Could result in injury.
Yeah,
This guy
man.
doesn't even get acrobatics.
This guy's just lying, bro.
My bad. My bad.
Someone doesn't even learn
Terra
acrobatics.
Blast. We'll do Terra Blast flying. There we go. Anyways.
It
Boom.
gets
There you
Fire
go.
Punch.
Well, I mean,
Checked.
regardless, Earth plus electric coverage just looks absolutely incredible. After a Dragon Dance, you essentially have two boosts coming off of what's already an insane attack stat. I mean, if he's able to successfully pull off that boost, it could just go insane this week. It's not really a mon that ends the game on the spot, but it's absolutely a mon that will tear through so many holes that you can't even come back after that. So, I mean, the coverage looks pretty nice. If he's able to maneuver this Iron Thorns in at the right time, could go crazy this week. So,
I also had that Mamoswine. That, speaking of mod about punching the right holes, tell me where the electric and ice switch-ins are. I see one, maybe two.
Hey, the people don't want to say it.
Sorry, ground and ice, excuse me. But
They're
still.
cowards. All right, but I will be brave and tell you all that Avalugg walls Mamoswine. All right, I'll be
Whoa.
brave. They don't want to
Whoa.
hear it. They don't want to hear it.
The people aren't ready.
God.
People are
I'm
not ready.
And I don't want to hear it. You're
That being said,
spot on.
it switches in and walls him and does nothing else after that, but it looks cool while doing it, baby.
It can spin, right?
Yeah, it can spin.
It does.
It can spin.
Things up.
It gets them things up, baby.
Gets them things down.
Body press.
Big body press.
Wow, Avalugg sucks. But it's good into Mammo Swine, so hey, food for thought.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
outside that guy, Cresselia kind of can eat.
Yeah, I guess Cresselia can also be good in Gnome too if you're fucking lame.
If you're
I
pretty
guess.
lame.
Yeah.
You know how it is.
Huge food for thought.
South
I'm
Sandwich's
thinking so
team.
hard.
There's so many setup sweepers here.
Yeah.
Cresselia, Iron Thorns,
Volcarona.
Namorous, Volcarona.
Roaring Moon.
Yeah, there's a
Roaring
lot of
Moon.
options to just go hyper offense and just throw yourself at the enemy team until you win.
Yeah.
You know, I'll be honest, this looks like one of those teams that could just punch right through it. Because
Crucially,
this is
no unaware mon on the
no unawares, very few defensive cores. Like this.
Couple intimidates though.
Yes, Intimidate Cycling's
Think
nice.
about that. Hey, against the one physical, two physical
Two,
sweepers.
yeah, put some
They
respect.
got two of them.
No, 3. He's got 3. He's got superpower and Amorous.
Oh yeah, hold. Oh
Whoa.
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 I got
Nick-
bad news about intimidate against an Amorous.
Very bad news.
Bro, he's got 4, bro. He's got
Actually, you
Avalugg.
should switch
Oh,
your
yeah,
Intimidate
dude.
mons into an Amorous.
You're right. We forgot about Avalugg.
Comes in on
True.
Mammoth Swine, spins it up. Jeff, body press,
Yo.
sweeps through this team. Okay, where's the ghost type tanking?
What's Slowking gonna do against
As
that? Can't do anything.
much as we're
No.
disrespecting this Avalugg, I'm still gonna give it to Snorlax. I think that's my pick.
As much as we're dissing a mon that's not gonna show up this week, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's going to Snorlax as well.
To give it to Hydreigons. I think this Mammoth Swine's gonna put in a lot of work. I think mons like Cinderace are gonna put in a lot of work. Also, I mean, not fantastic Arcanine switch-ins, especially if it's like a boot set that can switch moves. So I'm gonna be giving it to Hydreigon.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to Hydreigons as well, just because I think this guy's the kind of sicko who like will bring Avalugg. Although there's like a second game going on where a week and a half or so ago, I bet Marcin $5 that Avalugg would not get more than 1 kill in a match like, across all 3 games.
This might be the week.
Every week that it does, I'll give him $5, and I'll stick on that.
Well, looks like our first $5 are coming out of the bank today, gentlemen.
I did not know you were such an Avalugg believer. You sick
Wow.
man.
Yeah, you mean a hater?
No believer.
Yeah, I'm an Avalugg hater. Let's get one
Yeah,
thing
no.
clear.
I told him, yeah, I don't think it's ever going to happen, so I think I will owe him no dollars at the end of the season.
Wow. Think about it. If he does
Putting
it
out a hit on Avalugg.
3
basically.
times, guys. 3 times, and this guy pays for his entry.
Yeah. And he
3
doesn't even have
kills,
to
yeah.
win. just
No,
has to
he
get
needs
with
6
Avalugg
kills. 6 kills. Because it's more than 1.
across 3 weeks. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
You know, he might be able to do it. He's got 8 more weeks to do it, counting this one, so we'll
Yeah.
check back in on that
I
bet.
mean,
Yeah, I bet there will be 8 weeks where Avalugg is usable.
guys,
Yeah, man.
do not lose to Avalugg, guys.
Do not die to Avalugg.
Do not die to Avalugg, guys. It's fucking Avalugg.
If we die to Avalugg, guys, we need to have a serious conversation.
You get caught off guard by that fat piece of shit. Oh my God.
I mean, shout out Avalugg, bro.
No,
Holy shit.
do not.
You shout out Avalugg for being so ass.
Avalugg,
he
Mark,
get,
Assalug.
Does he get Aurora Veil?
No.
Fuck, maybe,
No.
bro.
I don't
He
think
does.
so. He
He
does?
does, bro. He does. He can do
Whoa!
something.
He can set his own screen.
Yeah, all he has to do is press
Iron
Snowscape
defense,
into
body,
Aurora Veil.
Iron defense, body
Yeah.
press, snowscape, Aurora Veil.
Oh, wait,
Boom.
yeah,
Seems
I forgot
broken.
How Aurora Veil
Yes.
works.
Kinda
Seems
nuts.
Hey,
so
skip
broken.
it and rip it.
Yeah.
Yep.
SSS
might-
sweep.
That's it. They're gonna win
GG.
the league with Avalugg.
I might have to draft Avalugg.
Well,
Chili out.
Yeah, Chili out of the league.
and I'm gonna chili out of this video real quick. Thank you guys for
Yeah.
joining us. We will catch you again next week. And we'll update pick'ems then too, because we're a little behind with some matchups still being gone. But
Bye bye.
Bye.
bye.